Well, Anna, tell for the Brazilian audience about your work. I love it, your presentation. So tell them about using pseudomonas and nematodes and fungi. Just tell what you're researching. Yes.
So our lab works with Pseudomonas bacteria since a long time, and they're really good in colonizing roots. They're very competitive root colonizers, so they can also inhibit fungal diseases on the roots. And they're also really good at promoting plant growth promotion.
Perfect.
So that's really nice. And since like 20 years, we know that they can also kill insects. Mm-hmm. We're still like figuring out how well they can do it and against which insects. But we also wanted to not use them alone, but also combine them with other biocontrol agents like entomopathogenic nematodes and fungi, to have them together. And when we started my project, we needed a torture test, right, to see whether it actually works. So we wanted to test it against the cabbage maggot Delia radicum, which is a pest in all like this cabbage plants and radishes, and the larvae feed actually on the roots of the plants, and this is what does the damage. And we tested different strains of all these organisms alone and also in a combination. And we saw really good results in like very simple sand system and very artificial system. And then we continued with greenhouse assays and pot assays outside, and they worked well. And then we did a field trial that worked also really well. We had really good effects from all the organisms alone and in the combination. And then we continued with field trials, but this year it didn't work at all. So we have now run 2 good field trials and 2 field trials without effect. So.
Yes, I saw that the using pseudomonas, nematodes, and fungi was like the same using only pseudomonas.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is happening?
So we don't really think that in the field we have a better effect when you use the combination. So in like the first field trial, the pseudomonas were really the most effective, as effective as the combination. But then in the second field trial, the nematodes and the fungi were like the best single organisms and as good as the combination. So we think it's like a stabilizing effect, that if you use different organisms, maybe in one year the fungi are better, but then in the other year the nematodes are better because the conditions in the environment or in the soil are better for one of the organisms. So if you apply a combination, you're probably more sure that one of them works.
This is perfect because I always had the farmers that, because in Brazil we use a lot of products. So pseudomonas with azospirillum and bovaria, metarrhizium. So we think the microorganisms are multifunctional, but it's great to put more than one because you can help the environment too. Because in soybean we use, like in Brazil, soybean and after corn and soybean again and after corn. So we need to put a lot of microorganisms to help the sustainability. But it's great to know about it too. In your work, it's showing us that it's right.
I think it's nice to really boost different microbial biocontrol agents.
Yes.
Of course, you could use even more to really have a sustainable microbiome, which you probably don't have if you have just mice and so a lot of pesticides.
Yes, that's the problem, unfortunately. But we're trying to change this scenario.
To really boost in biocontrol. That's really cool.
And have a good productivity. Great. Thank you so much for your talk, and congratulations again for your work.
Well, thanks to you.
Oh.